Hey y'all, we're going to be 3 for 3 today. This is Wendy from Wendy's Parade of Perfume, and I am very happy today to do a list for roses. It's not a Valentine's Day list, it is just a rose list. Now, this set of roses are what I consider to be easy to wear, easy to grab, mainstream, non-offensive roses. Okay, they're just gonna be red and pink and floaty and happy, and I don't think they're going to be that challenging. I have a whole nother list of challenging roses, which is probably, it's going to take me a little bit longer to work on that. But I figure it's February. Everybody thinks of roses in February. So, I have like 9 million rose perfumes. It really, really, really blows my mind that people don't like rose perfumes. So if you're one of them, listen or not. Let's just get started. As usual, I have everything from extremely inexpensive and regular designer to a couple niche, but nothing too crazy. Let's just start with some basic roses. And I say basic in a nice way. I just mean if you want a base of just like a rose water tea rose, a rose that isn't really corrupted by anything else, I really recommend Chloe Rosa Damascena from their Atelier des Fleurs collection. Now, I think I mentioned this before. These retail for an insane amount of money. I do have the big bottle, but it's because I got it on FragranceNet. I have the 5.1 ounce bottle, and I got it for around 95, 100 bucks. I do not think it's worth the retail price because although this is really just lovely, it's a lovely rose perfume. I do not think, however, that it warrants the high price tag because it's kind of next door to a body spray. I even like wear it like a body spray. So if you happen to bump into this and you're looking for this sort of thing, this is really pretty. Rose Damascena from Chloe. Sorry, my sweater's like bunching up on me and it's really bothering me. I think this is why most people film from here up. Meanwhile, I'm like, I just have everything hanging out. The opposite of this would be this fragrance from Urban Root. It's just their Rose Atar Eau de Parfum. And it's very similar to the Chloe perfume. It's just an easy tea water rose body spray almost. But the difference is that I think this is like $26 for a 50 ml bottle. It is an Eau de Parfum. Probably doesn't wear that strong. This actually is a little more thorny than the Chloe. The Chloe is soft, is all soft rose water all the way, where this is a little bit almost heavier on the rose. So if you want more of a pronounced rose, there we go. Urban Root, their Rose Atar. And another inexpensive rose situation that you can, I'm like, I don't know what to call this. It's just body lotion, but more in like the body spray, a rose Soulphore monotone. I have been using this lately. This is just Andelo, their 1000 Roses body lotion. You can buy it at any health food store. It's like, well, with inflation, it's probably closer to $10, but this used to be like $7 or $8. And lately at night, I don't always wear regular fragrance. I've just been liking to put a little bit of lotion on and just have that scent for an hour or two going and then give my system a break. Sometimes everything needs to rest. So this is really pretty and really nice. Figured I'd mention that because body lotions that smell good don't need to be that expensive. Also let's just keep up with the more Soulphore side. I will never have a full bottle of this, but I do have a decant of Frederick M Un Rose. Do you guys remember Perfumer's Workshop Tea Rose? This is the $300 niche version of that. This is really stunningly beautiful. It smells like roses. There's not much more going on than that. It's just a full red rose fragrance. And it's really lovely and it's really well done. But it's expensive as hell, and I'm not buying a full bottle. And I really feel like if you got Perfumer's Workshop, tea rose, that would scratch the itch. So on the Soliflor side from Frederick M Un Rose. I guess it doesn't matter. You guys can hear what I'm saying. Okay, let's just keep on with the niches. Y'all know I love Annie Coutal. This is their Rose Splendid. Oh, this one's really pretty. This one's going to be a little bit more complicated and possibly not for everyone. Look at that cute little pink bottle. They're so girly and feminine. I just love this. Look how pretty that is. Oh, I just love you. It just makes me smile. I just love Annie Coutal. Anyway, Rose Splendid is a little bit more of like a potted rose. So there's not a ton of different notes in here besides roses, but you do detect like the green stem. You do detect a hint of like earthy soil, obviously the rose petals, the rose itself. And roses can also smell slightly musky sometimes, depending on what breed they are. Roses actually have a million different kinds of scents. So this, I would say, is like a solid picture of the whole rose from, you know, from the top of the petals to the bottom of the roots. It's not particularly earthy or rooty, but you can smell that soily, earthy scent a little bit. And per Annie Coutal, this is not very strong. This is pretty light and pretty airy. And even if you go somewhere, no one's going to say, who's that old lady wearing those damn roses? Because it's not that strong, because it's Annie Coutal. And that is Rose Splendid. I think this is an eau de parfum. I guess it doesn't matter, but... Oh, it's an eau de toilette. I stand corrected. Okay, moving on. This is from Van Cleef and Arpels. Does anyone know if it's Arpels or Arpels? I've heard it pronounced both. They both sound right to me. I've always said Arpels, but Arpels sounds right too. Anyway, this is Rose Velour from Van Cleef and Arpels. They also have a perfume called Rose Rouge, which I like that one too. But this one is just a very easy to wear rose, but it has a hint of violet and a little hint of honey. But the nice thing is it's not sweet. It's just a little background drop of honey with a little background drop of violet. And then it has a little bit of woods on the bottom, like cedar and things like that. So it's a slightly woody rose, a slightly sweet rose, a slightly violet rose, but it's not too much. It's not too cloying, easy to wear, easy to reach, and lovely. That is Van Cleef & Arpels Rose Velours. So let's go a little louder here. I show this bottle all the time because I think this fragrance is a hoot. This fragrance is really fun. I don't have a ton of perfumes like this in my collection, but this is from Lancome, from their La Nuit Trésor line. This is their A la Folie. This is primarily a rose and vanilla scent. It's very, very, very strong. I do think that this is kind of loaded up with a bit of ambroxan and things like that. That just makes it kind of stick to your ribs. But this is a really, really strong, but I think it's a crowd-pleasing rose, and that's what makes it kind of an easy reach. Yeah, gourmand rose. I also feel like there's like an almond note in here, like a green almond on the top. But yeah, primarily roses with vanilla, with some woods on the bottom and green almonds on the top. But that is La Nuit Trésor à la Folie from Lancome. Man, that is a stick to your ribs perfume. It is just, that is like nuclear and tenacity. I almost didn't put this one on the list because even though it's in the little pink houndstooth bottle, I find this to be a hair on the challenging side, but I think the consensus is also that this is pretty easy to wear. This is Miss Dior Rose and Roses. And this is a fresh rose. This is a bright rose, but this also has a lot of geranium in it. And that also, even to my sensibility, and I like the dark sour stuff and bitter stuff, this is a little sour because of the geranium. So, and I would even say that this is half rose and half geranium as far as the, like, who shares the stage. But I don't know. I like to wear this in the winter particularly. I don't know why I've never found this to be a warmer weather fragrance. I got it in the winter. Maybe that's why. But I don't know. Something about it just, there's just a little bit of a cold frozen quality to it too. With maybe the bergamot is a little icy or something. I don't know. But Anyway, I still think this is pretty easy to wear. I think it smells lovely. It's just a lovely pink geranium, pink red rose perfume from Dior called Rose and Roses. This came out a few years ago, I think. But anyway, yeah, that's a nice one too. A little more on the bedtime scale. This is one of the very, very few L'Artisan perfumes that I have. I think I have like only 3 or 4. This is Dret de Rose from L'Artisan Eau de Toilette. This is like a bubble bath rose. This is the best way I can describe it. The notes primarily are rose with a violet, but there is a very soapy aspect, but soap is in a liquid soap, a soap bubble. It doesn't smell particularly like laundry soap. It's not particularly starchy, but I just feel like if I wear this at night after I take a shower, I really feel like I just took the most luxurious rose and violet bubble bath. And in my head, that's all I think of with this fragrance is like my bubble bath rose. So that being said, even though I mostly wear this at night, easy reach, very girly, very feminine, very soothing and sweet, and pink. Almost all of these are pink except for the Van Cleef and Arpels so far. But that is Dret de Rose from L'Artisan Perfumes. Never really got into them too much. I've tried and tried and tried, but I just don't love them. Okay. A bit new to my shelf. I haven't worn this too much, but this is another pretty pink Easy Rose from Chanel. This is a Peri Peri Chanel Paris. Ooh, oh, this one smells really good. Anyway, of course it does. Why would I put it on the list if it didn't smell good? This is like, I don't know, women wearing perfume, drinking iced tea at an outdoor cafe, wearing a sundress. That's this level of rose. This doesn't describe what it smells like whatsoever, but that's what I think of when I smell this. It's mostly a citrus rose on top, rose heart, a little bit of geranium too, like the Miss Dior Rose and Roses. A little bit almost like there's some green aspect too, like in between like a basil leaf and green tea. So there's a little bit of greenery back there too, a little bit of woods on the bottom, but this is super easy to wear. At first I was a little annoyed that I got the big bottle because all the other ones in this line, I have the smaller bottle and I like to match, but this is also really light and you can wear a ton of this and not offend anybody. So pretty lady, pretty pink, pretty woman in a cafe drinking iced tea with a lemon on the rim. Chanel Paris. This is a little bit of a different one, but I still put this in my rose category. This is one of the Guerlains. They don't make these anymore, unfortunately, but this is an Elixir Charnel Chypre Fatale. Let's see if that even comes up. Anyway, Chypre Fatale from Guerlain. This is Guerlain's attempt at ripping off Coco Mademoiselle from Chanel, except it's a much more stripped down version. It's not as loud. It's a little bit more sophisticated. This is basically a rose with a lot of white peach over it and a surprisingly dark patchouli undertone. The patchouli is not cleaned up. I almost feel like this is what patchouli, like when Angel first came out, it was almost like that slightly dirty patchouli, but with restraint. So I still think though that if this is like the refined version of Coco Mademoiselle, which I still love. I love it in its normal loudness, but it just doesn't have as much going on. So Elixir Charnel from, not Elixir Charnel, Chypre Fatale from Elixir Charnel line of Guerlain. Blech. Gosh, I cannot keep all these straight. Easy reach, even possibly more on the masculine side just because of the darker patchouli dry down. It's not as bright and cheerful as some of these other rose fragrances are, but yeah, I like this one. It's still an easy reach rose. Back on the sweeter side, I think I just showed this to you guys. I just got this recently. This is from Boucheron Rose Despart. I do like this. However, this is for people that like things on the sweeter side. Oh my gosh, this is like a freaking paperweight, man. So there are a lot of spicy notes in here, and when you first put this on, there is this really pretty bloom of incense, like this ambretti incense, and there is a lightness to it that just kind of, I don't know, creates a nice little incense halo without being dark and smoky. I mean, it's like a vaporous, watery incense, if such a thing existed. I don't know. It's not one of those heavy, dark, smoky, serious incenses. It's like a light incense. And then you have the rose, but the rose is pretty heavy with an amber. There are some spices. I wish it was a little bit more spicy. Like there's a little bit of saffron, a little bit of cinnamon and things like that. But what this dries down to is a rose amber that is incredibly sweet. Very, very vanilla, almost sticky, a sticky rose. But it's sweet. While I like wearing this is not something I can wear all the time because I'm not a super gourmand person. But for what it is, it's well done. No one's ever going to complain about this, and that's why. And it's pink. It's appropriately pink. So that's why this can fit on this list. It's just an easy, happy, easy to wear, easy to love rose. That is Rose Despart. And these bottles are freaking huge. I'm never going to need to replace this. But at least it's a solid bottle. I kind of like that. So last one. I didn't even save the best for last, but I do have a couple of these from Guerlain, the L'Arte Materials line of Nude. They've really raised the prices on these. I don't know if I'm ever going to get another one of these, but Nude, don't love the name, but this is like the desserty, incensey, fruity, floral rose of my dreams. It smells so good. It's almost as sweet as Rose Despart, but it kind of works because you have this rose that has raspberry all around it, and it is also has white chocolate all around it, and it is just billowing with like incense. Light incense, but still, the incense compared to this one that I just talked about is a lot more invasive. Like it actually smells like you're inhaling like a burning incense stick with a pot of roses, with shavings of white chocolate and raspberries. It's really, really, really pretty. It's probably fake incense for all I know, or fake oud for all I know, but whew, I really, 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 really love this one. I can't imagine, again, another one. I can't imagine anyone being offended by this. Now, this is a little bit more complicated than some of the Soliflores and some of the easy wearing, like, oh, this is some rose, this is some citrus, and then we're done. But really pretty. Eau Nude from Guerlain. I should do a whole review on this one. I really like this. People kind of didn't like it when it came out, but, that's okay. I like it. So we're ending on Eau Nude. Maybe I should wear this one today. I haven't picked out what I'm going to wear today yet. I may actually pick that one. So what are your easy reach roses for this month? Your girly, lady, pinky, red, those roses. Those polite roses. Because Lord knows there's plenty of roses that are not nice and not polite. And that's going to be for my next list. Anyway, I have been talking into my phone an awful lot today, and my dog, surprisingly, is not getting on me to take him for a walk. He's getting older, though, so he's a little bit more patient than he used to be. But I got to get on all that stuff. Tell me what your roses are. Tell me if you like roses. Let me know. And thank you for sticking with me. I always appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.